Hey guys, I'm Hoff on the A1A ShadowsReign YouTube channel, and today we are going to be talking about the SO-14 and just how good or bad of a weapon it really is. It's got some fantastic traits, it's got some awful traits, so let's get right into it. So like, for example, when I say good traits, really powerful. Bad traits, keeping a handle of the recoil is like trying to keep track of who the British Prime Minister is. It's nigh on impossible if you're not paying attention. So yeah, this is the Battle Rifle variant of the EBR. It's not the Battle Royale variant, god no. It's silly powerful, though it doesn't have the same amount of outright lethality as an EBR. It can still drop in 2 to 3 shots, and close to medium range, it is going to consistently drop in 2 shots anyway, and you are going to get a considerable raise in the rate of fire. Now, we're not going to go into numbers, exact numbers quite yet, and that's because in the first couple of months of a COD release, numbers are changing all the time, and I want you to be able to watch this video and have a good vibe, a good feel of where the weapon is in the meta compared to other weapons in the meta. Because if I give you exact numbers, the video is going to be irrelevant probably this time next week. Probably it's the same as the Prime Minister, but that's fine. Now, I do need to talk about the full auto mode, which is why you would want to use this mode, or is it? This variant, this receiver, and it is a bit of a mess. As I joked about before, the recoil is all over the place. It's not even funny. Like, it's so, like, medium to long range, which is what you should be using this weapon for. Well, sorry, you should be using this weapon in situations like that. It's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you quite a bit. So I actually recommend putting this in semi-automatic mode. Now, the reason that I want to put this in semi-automatic mode is because this is the closest thing to a Modern Warfare 2019 FAL, and you know I love that weapon. So you're going to have a very similar rate of fire, you're going to have a very similar damage profile, you're going to have a very similar recoil pattern in semi-automatic mode, which is nice. So yeah, it's all good. Now, I do want to make a correction. On the EBR video that I made earlier on in the week, I said that it came as stand with a 20-round mag. That was complete and utter baloney. It actually came with a 10-round mag. And the reason I said that is because I was playing with the SO-14 previously, which does have the standard 20-round mag. So this basically is an FAL for all intents and purposes. Now, you can put a 50-round mag on there. I'll show you my reaction to that very shortly. But yeah, I think semi-automatic is the most appropriate approach for multiplayer, because you're still going to be able to do things at range. Now, yeah, medium range, 2 to 3 shots, fantastic, just like an FAL. Closer to medium range, 2 shots, great. Some situations you can get a 1-shot kill in the head, which is fantastic. You all know I love that. But yeah, now just because it loses the EBR lethality and gains a bit of recoil control and fire rate, does not mean it's an inconsistent damaging weapon. I actually think it's equally consistent as the EBR, purely because of the extra fire rate you get and the recoil control. That's just something that you need to keep in mind, because, yeah, you think, oh, well, what's the point of getting 3 shots at range? Yeah, but you can quickly fire out those 3 shots. And with the build that I'm going to give you later on, it's going to have exactly those props. And I'll see later on, it's literally like in the next paragraph, which is great. Now, this is likely not going to be the best battle rifle. And I say that because at the time of recording, I've used some of the other ones. I've used the, I think they call it TAC-Q, which is basically the Scar battle rifle. That's amazing. You've got the Galil, which is called the Lachman. That is also a better DMR type battle rifle. But this does have its own traits. Like I say, this is more of an FAL. So though it's technically in the battle rifle category, think of it more as an assault rifle, like an FAL, and you won't go wrong with this. Now, it bounces the screen around like mad when the gun's naked. But when I say that, I mean like not many attachments, and that is slightly problematic, and that's mainly because of the fact that yeah, it's typical Modern Warfare recoil, as we've come to know, love, and expect that realism aspect. Now, you can remedy this with a few attachments, so let's just kind of take that from there, and let's go into the build. But first, I'll show you my reaction to that 50-round mag.
Oh, I love it.
Fuck off, is that a thing? No way! No way!
What happened?
I can put a 50-round mag on that fucking SO-40. Fucking
what?
Come here! Come here! 50-round mag, man! So let's talk about my multiplayer build. Now, this is kind of a recommended build. Now, bear in mind, I don't have all the attachments unlocked for all these weapons yet, so I'm making do with the stuff that you can expect to have in the earlier weeks of the game. But by all means, you tend to get some of the better stuff anyway, straight off the bat when you use some of the marksman rifles, especially for accuracy and damage recoil control. So I'm going to start off with the F-Tac Ripper Grip. Now, this is going to control horizontal recoil. This really helps in mid-range fights. So, like the EBR as well as the SO-14, it's going to like bounce up and a little bit to the right, but it's that little bit to the right which makes the follow-up shots really hard to get. Now, this is going to help with that massively. Now, it says it's only a small difference, but with that slight angle, it does make a massive difference. So yeah, that's great. And what you'll find if you don't use this attachment is that if you're tracking enemies running from left of your screen to right, actually a lot easier to follow up your shots. Yet you'll notice that if you're not using this attachment, enemies running from right to left are a lot harder to hit. It's because of that exact reason. This is all bearing in mind that you use the semi-automatic mode. Now, the next attachment we're going to use is the F-Tac RTP40 stock, and the reason that we're using this is that it allows mobility and handling at a small cost of recoil. Yes, I sound a little bit hypocritical there, and I am aware of that, but the main reason that you're going to be using this attachment is that the additional mobility and handling that you gain from using this particular attachment is going to make up for that slight knock of recoil that you're gonna suffer. And we've got other attachments that are going to help with that anyway, such as the Husher 65 suppressor. Now, this gives you recoil smoothness. The reason this is important is because this is going to remedy the fact that your screen is going to be bouncing around with the gaff like flubber when you're firing it without any recoil smoothness. Pop this on, it will fix that, and it'll make the gun feel smoother, hence the recoil smoothness. It'll make shots feel easier to hit, and it'll just feel like less of a clusterfuck every time you fire in the weapon, especially in full auto mode, should you choose to do that. Now, yeah, I've got the 22-inch Bowmaster barrel, and this helps with damage at range and recoil. And yeah, this is really handy. I really like having this attachment on the weapon. It's great. Not really much to talk about. And the sight of choice is whatever you choose to use. I would rather use something that helps with that recoil smoothness quite a bit. And the reason that I would like you to do that really is because if you are using a weapon where the gun's going to bounce all over the place, you're going to have a really hard time following shots at anything past medium and long range. But yeah, that's kind of this gun, guys. And I think that I'm not going to be using it that often. It's a bit of a sad one, I know, but there's just better weapons out there to use in multiplayer at this current point in time. If there are any balance changes which addresses this, I will be the first on it because you know me, I love me semis. And, oh bloody hell, I just realised what I just said there. I even winked as if I knew what I was talking about. God, Nicole won't be too impressed. But yeah, so I'll be covering that because I always cover the semi-automatic weapons. It's my vibe on PC, so why not? And yeah, we'll take it from there. But guys, what do you think? Are you going to be using this weapon in Modern Warfare 2? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation about it. Until then, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's get on killing some hoes. Peace.